And in other news, prominent pro-democracy activists from Hong Kong, like Nathan Law, have fled to the UK since a sweeping national security law was imposed on the former British colony. 1 year on, he joined protesters in London and continues to call for freedoms in his homeland. Here's NTD's Werrell with more.
Hong Kongers fleeing their homeland to the UK are speaking out against threats from Beijing.
And we are here to try to make an impact, not only to save Hong Kong, but the world from the threat and the aggression of the Chinese Communist Party. I'm here already for a year. I gained my asylum status in April. And from the very beginning, I've always said that my arrival is an alarming signal to the UK community. Because given that I was a protest leader, I was an elected parliamentarian, I was a political prisoner, and for now I'm an exile activist. My story alone could tell the deterioration of Hong Kong's freedom and democratic system.
He told us the spirit of Hong Kong will live on.
Well, I have no doubt that Hong Kong people will keep fighting. We're a growing community, and that community will inherit the spirit of Hong Kong protest and continue to fight for our freedom from where we are. So I think that will definitely continue, and we will not give up.
July 1st marks 1 year since the Chinese state imposed a draconian national security law in Hong Kong. There's been a weekly protest since then. Kalamkar in Salvador organises and takes part in the protests that call for freedoms in Hong Kong and other countries.
I can't speak for Hong Konger, I'm not from Hong Kong and I'm not from China, but I know that what is happening is not right, it's unjust, it's a crackdown on democracy, it's a crackdown on freedoms, so we can't accept it. We can't accept it today and we can't accept it in 10 years. I hope that in 10 years this situation will be solved. I hope that by then, we will see freedoms, we will see democracy in Hong Kong, in mainland China, and in most parts of the world. If it's not the case, you can find us here every Friday, sometimes on Thursdays, protesting in front of the Chinese embassy. So I think this is really when Hong Kongers have showed us all over the world that they are doing every single thing they can. They're making the greatest sacrifices of all, risking life in prison, if not worse, for democracy. So it's time for the world to stand together, because now it's Hong Kong. What is next?
China, you can't hide!
Human rights activist Luke de Pulford, who works closely with UK MPs, called on protesters to put more pressure on the UK government to hold the Chinese Communist Party to account for its human rights atrocities.
If you harness the power, the energy of Hong Kongers, you put that together with the power, the energy, the witness, the authenticity of Uyghurs, of Tibetans, of Inner Mongolians, of Falun Gong practitioners, you will have an irresistible force. That's my appeal to you today. And standing together with people like us, who are working at the front line within Parliament to try to change the UK's approach, we will achieve a change. And you will end up in a situation where the UK is at least holding China to account for what they have done to you, to your friends, to your families, to your way of life, to your autonomy in Hong Kong. Thank you.
While the UK has offered a path to citizenship to 5 million Hong Kongers, the Chancellor recently called for the City of London to have closer economic ties with Beijing. Jane Werrell, NTD News, London.